Hey guys, it's another video. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for more content, and let's get straight into it. So we need to talk. Hearing these words can make your heart sink faster than anything, because majority of the time it's not let's talk about what we're doing that's right or that's going well. It's usually let's talk about a concern, let's talk about a problem, let's talk about something that bothers me, which we don't like to hear because we're never really prepared for it. Now, experiencing a heartbreak is not the best feeling in the world. It can leave you very lonely, very sad, just filled with a lot of negative emotions with no clear option of getting out of it. And sometimes it's the reverse. You're filled with positive emotions, you feel free, you feel happy, there is no one to put you down with negativity. Now, if you've truly been in love with someone and you've experienced a heartbreak because that relationship had to end for one reason or the other, then you would agree with me that it is not a nice experience in any way whatsoever, because you would have invested your time, your energy, your heart, your mind, and sometimes your body, soul, and resources into the growth of this relationship. And just like that, it's over. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years of your life with this person is gone. You're probably watching this video asking yourself, how do I get back on my feet? How do I get myself out of this experience? Well, every relationship is different, but the aftermath can break down into these 4 stages. Accepting your reality and forgiving yourself is the first stage. Now, in this stage, you might be filled with pain, you might be filled with anger. That's totally understandable. But the reality is this relationship has ended for one reason or the other, whether toxic or not. Now, the person may have been the one holding you back. You may have been the one holding the person back. Regardless, don't fight how you feel. Remember, you're human, so it's okay to forgive yourself. It's okay to accept how you feel. It's okay to be single. It's okay to accept your new normal, because without this, it'll be much harder to walk through your healing process. This first stage is also where you want to let out your emotions to yourself, to your trusted friends, and to your family, not to the person that you have just broken up with. Now, there is nothing like a good cry. You can cry randomly, you can cry with a friend, you can cry alone. I remember after a rather frustrating and intense breakup, I cried so much. Ooh. I asked myself a lot of questions. I cried and cried and cried till I had no strength left in me to cry. Truth is, the length of this stage will vary from person to person, relationship to relationship, and situation to situation. But acceptance is key. Forgiving yourself, forgiving the other person is key. So you don't want to deny yourself of this stage. You don't want to deny yourself of the acceptance of how you feel, acceptance of the reality, and acceptance of what you want to do going forward, as this will help you to transition to the next stages. Stage 2, remove visible reminders. I can't stress this enough. You have to remember to remove all visible reminders, generally, as these reminders can act as a roadblock which can hit you at any stage of your recovery process. And if your heart is not ready to face those reminders, it can literally take you back to square one. We don't want to go back to rehash the pain and the reality that we already accepted in stage 1. Personally, I remember having to delete emails, pictures, letters that we had exchanged together, and even disposing of some old gifts, because I just didn't want my mind to be fixated on those things if I was trying to move forward. And this is not the time where you ask the person questions as to what did I do wrong, why did our relationship have to end, or you start looking for closure. Trust me, this is not the time, because you don't want to leave room for fallbacks, you don't want to leave room for traps when you're trying to move forward. Also, you have to remember to hide or mute their social media accounts so you don't have to know what's going on in their lives all the time. Now, research has also shown that the lack of visual reminders of emotional pain can psychologically help with the healing process. Again, it's not very easy to do, but you have to remember that you're the one that's hurt, so you have to stay committed to the process so that you can get yourself to a better place. Stage 3, So this is the stage where you want to regain any aspects of your life that you might have lost in that previous relationship, or just engage in a routine that keeps you happy and busy. Now, I remember after my breakup, a friend invited me out to eat. This was the last thing I really wanted to do, but reluctantly I went. Now, I don't know how, but I think I was able to just drop the experience and allow myself to be present in the moment, just to enjoy what was going on. I don't know how I did that, but I was able to. And I found that that gave me a little bit more encouragement to sort this thing out, to figure out myself, and to get myself to a better place. So even if it's the last thing you want to do, it will help to get yourself out of that environment. Just take your mind elsewhere, hang out with friends, even if it's the last thing you want to do, just so that you can be able to rediscover and, engage in a routine that keeps your mind busy, keeps you happy, and, a step at a time, you begin to regain yourself back to be able to progress into stage 4. Stage 4, self-love. This is a follow-up from stage 3, which is the rediscovery and routine of yourself. It is also a stage where a lot of us miss out on, not because we don't want to, but because we don't know how to. In this stage, you ask yourself a lot of honest and important questions, because going forward, you want to be able to do things the right way. Now, let's be honest, you may not have done things the right way in your previous relationship. You may have, regardless. Wanting and being ready for a healthy relationship going forward is important. So what you need to do is take some time to reflect on that previous relationship. Learn what needs to be learned without self-attack and blame, as this will open you up to a better understanding of yourself, a better understanding of what needs to be learned in that previous relationship, and a better understanding of what you need to do right going forward. Now, what you should not do in the name of self-love is jumping into another relationship with someone else. Before you can love someone else, you need to love yourself first. Now, for some, the strength is easy, but for others, the strength is impossible. During this process, you might find people that are interested in building a relationship with you. But just remember that if you jump in too early, you might be bringing them into your web of dysfunction, which will not only hurt them in the long run, it might also cause greater damage to you and that relationship. Truth is, it may hurt less to be in a relationship with someone in a new relationship, because you won't have to think about your previous experience. But if you haven't given yourself that time to heal, if you haven't given yourself that time to just rediscover yourself and be who you want to be in a better place to be able to invest your time and energy into another relationship, it might just be a temporary satisfaction, which can then cause more drama and another breakup going forward. So you definitely want to give yourself some time to heal. The answer to self-love is in you. You need to be willing to love yourself unconditionally. If there are any areas of your life that you would like to improve on, go ahead and improve on them. It is not to say in any way whatsoever that it was your fault or you did something wrong, which is why your previous relationship had to end. Regardless of that, that's besides the point. This is just time for you to reflect on yourself, reflect on your journey, and just show yourself some overdue self-love. Now, I remember part of my rediscovery, routine, and self-love process was having to take myself out to eat, take myself to the cinema. I had never done these things by myself before. I would usually go out with friends, not by myself. So I was able to do this, able to spend time alone, enjoy my own company while I was healing. At the same time, I devoted more time to active service in church. And guess what? Step by step, day by day, you find that your life begins to get back to normal gradually, and then it'll hurt less than before. Now remember, our relationships build us, define us, sustain us, and can break us too. But it is not the end of the world. So whatever you do, do not rush the process. Because if you had invested your time, energy, and resources into the growth of that relationship, healing from a breakup will definitely not be as easy as turning off a light switch. So take your time. Now, through these stages, if you happen to bump into your ex, either on purpose or by accident, try to remember to stay calm, remember to stay cordial, and just be mature about it because you don't want to cause more drama. Remember that we've gone through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and you don't want to drag out your recovery process at stage 4. Also, know that recovering and healing from a heartbreak is not a one-time thing. It is a process and you have to stay committed to it. Now, never underestimate the hurt you can carry from a broken relationship and the need for healing. Because if you don't take your time to heal, you might find yourself, going back into that same situation over and over again till it becomes a cycle, which you don't want to do. So please take your time to heal so that you can have the right energy, the right attitude, the right things that you need to be able to grow in another relationship, and also so that you don't nail your next relationship to the cross for the sins of your past. So these are the stages of getting over a heartbreak. I know it's easier said than done. A lot of work and effort has to be put into it. However, I know you can do it. It will take some time, but I know you can do it. I know you can get over him or her. And I pray that you get the recovery and healing that you deserve. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video.